Okay, so let's make the insides, the inserts for the reactor. I start with a hexagon, roughly the size of 90 millimeters, and I make it a pattern that I can easily make many of them. It starts with a center line for to determine the center for the circle, and I pick it at 42 millimeters outside diameter. I then make sure that I remove the lines that I don't need, and then I make the I will use the extract tool to lengthen the make a height, and that has two different an inside circle which has a height, and an outside base plate which has a flat height. I make it a component, a bubble base. I call it bubble caps and bubble base. And then I make the measure the total distance, outside diameter, inside diameter, and then I will start making the cap. 70 millimeters, so it needs a diameter of 33 millimeters. A hook that I roughly estimate. The hook is to make sure that the cap doesn't blow out, that the cap stays in position. It's a simple rectangle. It's not that difficult. Make it a solid flat surface, and then I'll make another circle, which is going to be the cap. It's a bit awkward. It's spawns in the distance. I didn't see it at first, and it spawns really far away. So select it and drag it to the place where I was working. I am a freelance engineer. I work in Rotterdam Port for petrochemical installations. My education was electronics, and I worked on programming and software in an LNG facility, a liquefied natural gas facility. Work was completed in 2014. I returned 2016 for an expansion. I placed the hook at the circle, and then I used the follow me tool to make it a short part of it. It's gonna need 3 hooks separated by 120 degrees. I copy paste the hook, and I determine the center of it, of the circle. From there I rotated 120 degrees. It doesn't really immediately fit onto it. There's 2 spare lines from copy pasting. Sometimes the move tool does not always connect if you're not close enough to the second object that you want to connect to. So it must be really in steps, progressive steps of getting closer to the target. Third hook, I copy paste, I rotate it also 120 degrees. And I connect that as well to the center cap position. I know how to calculate flows and temperatures and pressures and level, but designing the insides of a reactor distillation column is for me a totally new event that I proceeded in. And here I make the cap wide enough that it fits over and closes off the other bubble base. I extrude it with 10 millimeters, and I make sure that it's solid through. It has 2 options when extruding. extrude the base with it, and to the plus on it. I started removing the lines, but I see that's not so good plan, so I cancel that, and then I get some errors at extruding it. Yeah, that's working with the 3D program. It's working with the software, which makes it an important step in doing the right course of actions in engineering. I undo my deletes, and then I make sure that it's evenly distributed. But it's a bit of a difficult task for the computer to understand what you want to do. There, the sort of moves it to the other side. It has, yeah, you can use the control button to make the extrude command work properly. But there just moves back and forth. Oh, now, yeah, now it's properly done. Select the whole bubble cap, and I give it the color of metal. So it's rough metal surface, which is used on the inside of a reactor distillation column. The hexagonal plate I also color up. Then that needs to go into the bubble base. I rotated it 90 degrees, but it has a slight offset, as you see, so that just didn't work well. So I have to use the rotate tool at the back end, at the very far away plate. And then I get that I have to move it to the inside of the cap. It does not want to work with me, so it has to be incremental steps in moving it towards the center of the bubble cap. It's a design I'm doing for an engineering company in Rotterdam. I'm a freelance autodidact. I don't have any formal education in 3D design except AutoCAD. For making electrical drawings, I did have formal education. But 3D designs I learned on my own. I think it's very enjoyable to make, yeah, to make levels, to make maps, to make schematics, to make engineering parts, mechanical parts. There again, that needs to extrude to the right height. I then have the cap and the base next together, two components, and I move the cap to inside of the bubble base. I make sure that I align it properly because it's just slightly smaller than the inserts. It has a millimeter of spacing in the insides of the with the hooks about a millimeter spacing. It's to prevent that the caps get blown out when there's high flow from the underside of the reactor distillation column. I see that it's properly set up, and then I get a nice flow characteristic. I copy paste that. I need multiples, so I'm gonna go up to 12. Again, the move command is not working with me. It's preventing me to directly connect to it. I show you this video because I really like the engineering on petrochemical installations. It's for me very nifty and very cool to work on oil and gas engineering projects. Actually looking for a new assignment in the facility in Rotterdam. I was hoping to get a job, a contract position, where I can yeah, get some pay on hourly wage. I've been well, not unemployed. I did work, but it's very hard to get paid as a freelance engineer. My registered company in Den Haag, which I started in 2011, has not been able to get pay since 2017. I worked on Gate LNG, Gate Terminal LNG, the Maasvlakte terminal, liquefied natural gas. I then went abroad to South Africa, where I enjoyed backpacking for 3 months. And then I returned and went to work on a turbine specialist company in Amsterdam. I traveled the world to Malaysia, to Czechoslovakia, to Finland, to Turkey. I learned really a lot about turbines. I'm not yet at the point that I can design a turbine for you guys, but maybe that will continue. And I went to return to the Maasvlakte terminal to do some work on the expansion for small port shipping. And after that, our ways separated. Still in the contract with Fluor for Rotterdam Port, but it's very hard to get paid as an engineer. As you see, I now have 12 bubble caps and bases attached together. That's why I did the hexagonal shape, because they can easily fit together as a puzzle piece. And I'm going to the next video. I'm going to place it inside the reactor. I'm planning on making. As you see, it can go upwards and downwards to a certain extent, and that will allow more or less flow through from the lower side of the reactor to the upper side. But more on that in the next video. My name is Simon Bastiaan Pieter, Control and Systems Engineer. I work in looking for a job in Rotterdam Port. You can reach me on my cell phone 06 234 000 26.